So the senator from Texas, John Cornyn, got super, super ratioed. This is literally, I kid you not, I swear to God, okay? This is one of the biggest ratios on a tweet I've ever seen. Okay, there's like 1,000 favorites and there's like 21,000 replies. Insane. But so John Cornyn, he got hefty blowback because he questioned if Biden is really in charge. And so here is the thread, the tweet thread. So here, as you can see, it's John Cornyn's account. He says, the Biden White House media doctrine, less can be more. It links to a Politico article, and that is the doctrine of the Joe Biden administration. The less can be more. Let's avoid as much public as possible. That's exactly what he's doing. And as you can see here, this tweet, it has 1,600 favorites, 21,300 responses. That's insane, dude. So it says the president is not doing cable news interviews. Tweets from his account are limited, and when they come, unimaginably conventional. The public comments are largely scripted. Biden has opted for fewer sit-down interviews with mainstream outlets and reporters. Invites the question, is he really in charge? And I think anybody who's not biased or anybody who's objective can ask that question as to, whether or not Joe Biden is in charge. I think it's a really good question. Who's really running it behind the scenes? We obviously know that he's suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia. We saw that during the campaign trail. He couldn't really have a coherent sort of, saying, and, he didn't do any campaigning on the campaign trail. He's now avoiding interviews, all of this stuff. And so the blowback is all coming from liberals because here's how politics works, okay? In terms of a macro sense in politics, especially American politics, what you see is there will be one thing that can be too extreme, and so then the response will be the complete opposite. And so it's, was it first or second Newton law? I forgot. Every action has an equal reaction. That's what you're seeing here. This is very much politics, especially American politics. And so people got tired because Trump turned it into a freak circus show, right? All this, he perverted it into being like a celebrity kind of reality show type of thing. But the reality of the presidency is it's very important for them to be accountable to the public. And that means doing media spots, doing media interviews, giving speeches, and making it clear that you're at least coherent, or you're the one who's in control and you have to be held accountable. These are publicly elected positions, so you are our representative, the United States person. You are the representative of them for the most powerful position in the world. So yes, indeed, you do need to be held accountable and held in front. And so that means, yes, you should be doing public interviews and stuff like that, but not to the extent that Trump did, obviously, because that really hampered sort of the whole purpose and turned it into like this freak show, clown show, basically. And so that was bad. But that doesn't all of a sudden mean that the President of the United States cannot do cable interviews or not give any speeches and already has pre-picked notes and already knows who he's going to pick on and all this stuff, and is shattering records for days without, a formal press conference where he takes questions from the media. We see him having demented rage at even the slightest of a challenge to him. Come on, man. He gets really angry. And so he's definitely compromised. There's definitely somebody else who is, quote unquote, really in charge, or somebody who's really pulling the strings. I don't know whether that's Kamala Harris or, the Surgeon General Joe Biden, or if it's his cabinet. I have no fucking clue. But what we saw was this guy's clearly not competent on his own, and so obviously somebody else is doing something behind the scenes. But, this is the response from liberals, and it's just not true.